If you're a handstand beginner and you just can't figure out the balance, you keep falling over, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you the 4 best exercises that you should be doing. I'm going to teach you how to avoid mistakes and you're going to progress so much faster. The most overlooked aspect is the kick up, because people just spend all their time on the wall, but they neglect this aspect. They get frustrated and they wonder why they can't do it. And it is a skill which requires practice. So hands on floor, kicking up in a lunge. Cool. Maintain balance, now come down. All right guys, tutorial's over. You know how to do a handstand now. That was fantastic. So what I really liked there is you did a split leg position, and that's what I recommend when I teach beginners how to do it, because controlling the weight of one leg is easier than 2. It also lowers your center of mass, so it makes the balance a bit easier. And what I really liked is that you waited until you actually had balance before you join the legs together. But if you were an actual beginner doing it for the first time, you wouldn't kick up into it straight away like you did perfectly. Instead, you would do progressive kick-ups. Can you show me what that looks like? A little bit more, and a little bit more again. Split, yep, now kick up all the way again. Legs straight, find your balance, and then legs together. Awesome. Coming out of it as well. Beautiful. So if you were to go again, my advice to you would be, keep those arms straight, push really tall, but get that leg straight as quickly as you can. Point the toes, it is key. Beautiful, there you go. And then together. Awesome. Coming out. When practicing your kick-ups, it is completely normal to overbalance and fall over, as well as underbalance. So you want to practice both. So don't be really timid and never fully kick up all the way. It is completely cool to fall over the top, because by practicing over and under, you get equilibrium in the middle with enough practice. 3 levels of kick-up progression that you can do. First one is just a split leg handstand and hold. Second one, split leg, slowly bring yourself into a full handstand. Third one, try and make it as efficient as possible. Split, legs together. Let's show those 3 if you can. As a beginner, a tall 6'3" handstand beginner. Nice. Now find your balance, slowly legs together. Fantastic. And now this one, a faster form progression. You get up into the handstand quicker and you conserve energy. A drill that I really like is the split leg handstand. So we're gonna get you upside down, get about 15, 20 centimeters from the wall in a handstand, get your body tight, push tall through your shoulders, boom, tap the toe off. This leg is staying straight here. I love it. That's exactly where it should be. As you get more confident with this, you can eventually just float that foot off and just hold this split leg handstand. It should feel a little bit easier because of that lower center of mass. Why I like this one so much is because a huge struggle that beginners have is when they go to kick up, that final phase of going from the split leg handstand to the actual full handstand. If you're practicing your kick-ups in isolation and you're practicing your wall stuff in isolation, you can eventually bridge the gap between those two, and you got the skill, you got the balance, and you bring it together. So if you're struggling with overbalance and falling over, often the limitation can be your grip and fingers and your forearms to be able to claw the ground and save yourself from falling over. Simple drill that we can do is the heel pull against the wall. Kick up nice and close to the wall. That's right, man, just grip it. Oh yeah, the tap variation, good. Let's do 5 of these, Tom. So you can see the handstand line is staying in one shape. It's not arching excessively, so we can tell that it's actually coming from the grip. That was great, really good one. Now we're gonna work on saving that underbalance. So when you're kicking up to a handstand, you're trying to hold it, and you feel like you're going to fall back towards your feet, you can fix this with an isolated wall drill. Let's see it, mate. Nice pirouette entry. You can also just walk your way up if you've never done handstands before. Oh, lovely. Now go back to the wall. That's good. Can you show me if you're doing it with just like an arch variation off the wall? Great. And I'll come back and you can get out of it, Tom. Great. Nice. What I was showing there was when you're practicing these toe pulls, the first ones you were doing was more of a shoulder strategy. So you were kind of planching your shoulders, closing them a little bit, and then entering the handstand. Fantastic. The other one that I got you to do, which you probably don't do as much in your regular training, is the lower back strategy, where you correct at the hip. It's great to practice both of those because in handstands, things go wrong, it gets chaotic. So if you've got more movement variability in how you practice things, it's going to make you more well-rounded and be able to catch your handstand under different conditions. The most common beginner mistake is just doing kick-ups to handstands and failing to build your foundation. It's going to slow down your progress. You're going to be frustrated. And the easiest thing that you can do is just spend time in the chest to wall handstand, building up your strength endurance. Doing sets where you're working up to 60 seconds is a really good beginner goal, because this way, when you build up that foundation, when you go to try your kick-ups to handstand or your toe pulls off the wall, you're actually going to have that capacity to be able to be upside down for at least 30, 45 seconds comfortably. If you skip that, you're going to try your handstand, you're going to be shaking. If you don't have that strength, how do you expect to do skill and balance at the same time? I'm not pointing a finger at you. I'm talking figuratively at the beginners that we see. And if you just tick this box, the basics, everything else will fall into place. So we're going to do a basic chest to wall handstand. Now, based on your level of mobility and flexibility, determines how close you get to the wall. Tom's pretty good in this respect, so he can go that usual 20-ish centimeters from the wall, and just going to apply all good handstand cues. Elbow straight, push tall through the shoulders. Enough tension here to make sure that our joints are stacked, legs straight. And it's not glamorous, it is not overly enjoyable. You're just going to set a timer and you're going to hold this for as long as you can. We're using this as a conditioning piece, and you should be doing your 30, 45 to 60 second sets. It is not going to be fun. Tom can come out of it now because I don't want to kill him, but you have your timer there. You get into your Zen state, you just focus on your breathing, and you can always handle more than you think. So I'm sure you've done a lot of handstands with other people, and if you're competing or you've got that mindset of gun to your head, I've got to keep going, you can push a lot longer than you think. So if you work on that endurance, you're going to find that you will progress a lot faster. And the people that I see that actually have that good foundation, their journey is much more seamless, and they can work on all the other stuff and unlock that handstand balance much sooner. All right, guys, here is a sample handstand routine that you can follow. Now with this, try and hit these reps and sets, but use auto-regulation. When you're first starting out, it takes time to build up to this, but this flow of exercises and practicing the skill, as well as the balance, as well as the strength of handstands, will put you in a really good place to unlock this skill. With enough hard work, practice, patience, and dedication, you too can be like Tom Merrick, the bodyweight warrior, who after 15 minutes has learned how to do a handstand. I don't know if it's the superior teaching from Fitness FAQs or the elite learning capacity of this man. Check him out if you want to watch some stuff on mobility, handstands, and what else do you do, man?
Attempting to do some sort of legs.
Okay, so there's no skip leg days. If that's your cup of tea, he's also English, so you'll enjoy that too. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, man.